So how you doing, Lazlow? I've already asked
Yeah.
you that once. Did you have to work today, brother?
Uh, I did not.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's
I
always
can't.
good.
I cannot find work out here. I am so screwed for work. So,
Really, Canada's as bad as America, huh?
well, it's just I got a bad reputation in this town too. So,
No, no way.
yeah.
So
No.
I wanted to ask
One
you.
time,
Go ahead. Go
one
ahead.
time, this three guys tried to beat the crap out of me, and then I got kicked in the face, and I landed on my head, broke my skull open, and I didn't know who these guys were. So I decided to make a YouTube or not a Facebook video, and I said, I don't know who you are, man, but I'm like smashing guitars. They were already broken, and I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna find you.
Well, you usually have that reaction when somebody attacks you. I do. I don't know.
So what happened was really bad. Is that I decided I need to defend myself. I could have died. These guys left me to die. So I said, I'm gonna go get a crossbow. I went to the store and I got a crossbow, and I put a backpack, and the rest was in my hand. So it looked like I had a rifle. Like it actually looked like I had a gun. So they
Oh man.
called the SWAT team. The SWAT team showed up. There was helicopters and canine unit team. It was full Monty. It was like national news. Anyone in Canada would have known who I was.
Yeah,
And
love it.
so the guy was so scared. The guy who beat me up, he turned himself in, and he did 6 months in jail. So justice served, I
Yeah,
think.
there you go.
So and then I had to go to court, and I had to explain why I was carrying a weapon. And I'm like, it's not a weapon, like it's an unassembled crossbow, so it's not gonna hurt anybody. So yeah, and then they eventually dropped all the charges, and yeah, it was a long story, but
But you're still considered highly
I'm
dangerous
still
to the community,
yeah,
huh?
apparently yes. They're like, they had me on the news, and they're like, this never happens in this town. This will never happen. That's impossible. Like, this is insane. And like, us people are just like, they don't. It's just insane. But yeah,
Well, man, I
and I'm
have
still
to
alive. So yeah,
say, yeah, well, I mean, I
but yeah,
guess that's the best part of the story, huh?
yeah.
But I have to say, brother, man, I really, really enjoy your videos. I've watched every single one of them. The 23 countdown, I mean, it's just awesome the way that you do the show. I just like to give you your props. And if anybody hadn't watched I'm Lazlow, definitely subscribe to him. There's only 4 people in here, but we usually get about 15 or 20 by the end of the show.
Oh yeah. You said you were inviting somebody else, or just
No, I think
Megs or whatever. Is she coming on?
no. Meigs has already been on. I could have invited
Oh
her,
yeah.
but I figured just me and you would chat today.
Sweet. The chat works.
Yeah, since me and you are the pretty faces, anyways. I figure we'll get more viewers if it's just me and you. Just kidding,
Yeah.
me.
Well, you know, uh, I've been doing this about a year, and it was like I didn't expect it to blow up as big as I just expected maybe like a couple hundred views, like whatever, right? And then it turned into like 500,000 views, and I'm like, oh, I think people want me to keep going with this. I
Oh
just,
man.
yeah,
I mean, you're really
yeah,
unreal, brother. I mean, I can't get that message across. I mean, really well enough to you. And I have been paying attention to what all you have to say, and you really have some interesting views on, what's going on. And I'm
yeah. There's
sure.
a lot going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, every single
I
day.
thought it was gonna, yeah, I thought it was gonna end, and like I thought it would slow down, but not really. I find stuff all the time. It's just this world is getting out of control because something's about to happen. Like we're definitely going into a new age, so
Yeah,
that's why everything
so you
changes.
can feel
So
it too, huh?
you know, I personally I think it has something to do with near death experiences because like as soon as I came out of the hospital a few times, I always see changes. I just see like that wasn't like that. And like there's even a gas station in town, for example. It just like it went from gas bar, and then the next day it was mobile, and I'm like, how did that happen? Did this happen overnight? I don't know. It was weird, but there's all kinds of stuff. If you look hard enough, you will find the truth, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're around here. I mean, I guess you don't have to look that hard because I just went downtown and all of a sudden there was a full size apartment complex just popped up that wasn't there like a week before. So I guess you don't have to look that hard. Because I was always kind of skeptical about people saying, about
I
new
think
thing.
like
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
uh, and then I was watching the normal mainstream news, and they're like, people on YouTube with their fake news, right? No, you guys are the fake news. The mainstream media is the fake news, man. Like, we're actually doing research and finding stuff. These people are just like, ugh. Just, I don't even watch the news. It gets me so mad because, like, for example, Avicii, that the DJ, just passed away or whatever. You actually believe he just died at the age of 28? He's younger than me. He just died. I'm like, people are like, oh, he was drinking. Like, yeah, I'm okay. No, it's going a whole list of people who, like, supposedly killed themselves or died from drug overdoses. Like Robin Williams. Do you think Robin Williams killed himself? Seriously?
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely doubtful about that. I couldn't
Yeah.
even see a reason why he would want to. He had the world in his hands, you know.
Yeah. It's because this crazy cult, you know what I'm talking about. They
Oh yeah,
have blood sacrifices. They kill famous people in the name of whatever they're worshiping, like Baal or whatever.
yeah.
You know?
Kind of like the Hillary Clinton email where she's talking about the owl or whatever that they worship. It's all just very weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Like the Bohemian Grove and all that. It's just like, that's why I just don't watch the news, because I know it's all bullshit. It's like, it's not even. Yeah.
Yeah, the best
Pretty
one
sad
I've
that.
seen lately was in Syria whenever they, bombed the chemical building, the people standing over top of the rubbish, with smoke coming out of it, and you're telling me that there's chemical weapons in there? I mean, come on.
Everything we're told on the news is it's like global warming. It's not warming. This was like the longest winter we've ever had. It was like horrible. It's global warming. And then we have to pay, do you guys have to pay carbon tax and stuff?
No, no.
Like,
Probably
we have carbon,
have to, sooner or later.
but I don't drive because I don't have a license right now. So I get money back from the government. They're like, here's a carbon tax rebate. And I'm like, why do I get it? It's pretty funny.
Save
Because, I'm saving the environment. And like, people are like, why do you get money? I'm like, oh, I'm special because I don't drive. They must know I don't have a license.
Right, right. Yeah, I've actually noticed that. I've been hearing this a whole lot. A lot of people that see the ME seem to have some sort of near death experience. It's funny you brought that up because I've even had one. I was in a really bad car wreck, and maybe all of us died. I don't know. Nobody really has the answers. We're all searching for the answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I personally, I really do think it's like, I don't think you actually die until it's a complicated theory, but I think that all the timeline eventually, and then you don't actually die until you die of old age. You just like shift into your other parallel of yourself, and then eventually there is no more timelines, and then you just die of old age. It's a possibility. Quantum physics proves that it's possible. So is it possible that I died a couple times and I just keep coming back as myself on a parallel dimension?
Things possible.
Like our dreams, or are we actually visiting a glimpse into another dimension with some of these dreams? Because some of the dreams I have, I'm the same person and everything, and it's actually a believable event that could happen, and it's like really close to my timeline, but it's not. So it's possible. And then programs like a lot of mainstream, even they're trying to say like, oh, they're going to blame it on CERN, but they want CERN and all these stupid things, the publicity. They want more money, so they keep on, it's insanity is what it is.
Oh,
But
yeah. All of it,
like a computer, a supercomputer or an atom smasher is not going to be generating new species and stuff like that. That's not how it works. It is pretty crazy though, because they're like the biggest liars I've ever seen. Like when they said they discovered the Higgs boson, I looked it up. It's not even, how can you discover something that's only a theory? A theoretical physicist is just a theorist. So you don't discover anything. And it's like Higgs boson is short for bozo. It's like bogus. It's not real. There was no Higgs boson particle. They just made it up. And it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
they're like, we
don't know
discovered a
what they're doing there, but I don't really think they're doing anything they're telling us about. I mean, just like you said, it's all pretty much a lie.
Yeah.
What I look at
like
it.
I've on this video I'm making, like there's so many weird sky anomalies and like rainbow clouds and stuff happening. Like people are like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, it's HARP. It's not HARP. It's like this dimension is just totally different. But there's a lot of things that are happening, and it's affecting the planet. So, you know.
Tell you what, I mean, it's just so strange. Go ahead, go ahead.
There's another video I have that I'm going to put on there, and it's like the sun is not even a real sun. It's like hexagonal, and it's like I was staring at the sun. I stared at the sun for like 20 minutes, and it didn't do any damage to my eyes. I could see right through the thing, and there's like a little hole, black hole sun. That's why they killed what's that guy from Lincoln Park, and then the other guy, Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Remember he was singing about black hole sun and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, they're saying the sun worshiper people, they want to go into the sun. They want to find a way to get into the sun because they think it's a portal to another dimension. That's what they think. Is it? Who knows?
And also,
and then
David Bowie just done a song about that, and then he was dead.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, but he was, you know, I listened to. He has creepy songs. Some of his last album was so creepy. It was. You got to listen to the whole thing. It's really look at the lyrics too.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely hinting at like, come on guys, wake up, and he's dying and or whatever. But yeah, I have a whole list on my phone. And it's like, look at all these magically died after films. Like for example, let's do what's his name? Paul Walker, man. Paul Walker. Did you see his car wreck? Like he got. You know what? The only thing that could do that to a car, it was a drone. He got a drone hit. He got hit by a freaking military drone. His car exploded, and he's crazy. And people are like, "Oh, is this an accident?" Yeah, a street racer from a movie is going to crash his car. Coincidence? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
but and then right after, they call them blood sacrifices. Right after the movie or right before movies and stuff, like Heath Ledger. Remember at Batman? Right after the movie, he like killed himself.
Yeah.
No, he didn't kill himself. And there's so many like Carrie Fisher from Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
She died right after the new Star Wars. Crazy. And then Tupac.
Everything's weird in this world. You know what I mean? It's just totally different from what I was.
Here's an answer. Secret societies, man. They just don't screw around. They just kill people, like chemtrails and stuff. Dead. Right. John Lennon was talking about it. Dead. Michael Jackson. I don't know what Michael Jackson was talking about, but yeah, they killed him too. Like these people aren't just ODing. Like Kurt Cobain, he just OD'd on drugs. Like Abraham Lincoln was the only person that was fighting these to shoot him, and like Martin Luther King, bam, dead. JFK, obviously he was the one who actually exposed it in a statement about the secret societies. That the last thing he said, and then
JFK
messes
was probably getting ready to tell us a few things that the CIA definitely didn't want us to know.
And I think he's gonna like go public on the whole disclosure because I made an alien video, man. That I was so mad. Like personally, you probably never hear this in your life. I'm the only person that you'll ever meet. If you ever meet me, I punched an alien in the face. It sounds insane. These things are like extra dimensional beings. I don't know how they even exist, but so I was sleeping in my bed. I had a lot of these people who have alien encounters like me. Have you ever seen like The Fourth Kind? They have sleep paralysis, and I couldn't move. I was paralyzed, and I'm like, I couldn't get my hand free or anything. I was terrified. This thing was staring at me, and I drew the thing. It's exactly what you would describe as a gray with the big eyes and the slit nose, little mouth. Anyway, I got my hand free and I punched it in the face, and it went and made this weird squeal. I'm not even kidding. I ran to my buddy's room. I'm like, dude, I just punched an alien in the face. Okay. Like, this is what it looks like. So this is what I drew. Something like that.
Wow, well, that's a really good drawing. Let me tell you, I've had sleep paralysis a lot in my life, probably over 100 times, and it is terrifying, to say the least.
Oh yeah, it can be. But I've learned to just go with the flow. Just go with it. And just like ride it out, because you can't fight it. You just your body is half awake, you're half asleep, and you're trying to get out of this. I've actually had in here in this camper, this naked female version of one of those grays was in here, and it was just sitting there, and I'm like, ugh. I'm like, what do you want? And then it just like disappeared, creepy. And that's the 4th time I've had an encounter. I've even seen, me and my girlfriend, it was like 4 years ago, we saw like 5 UFOs flying to the moon, and they're all like amber color. And I'm like running. You just see me on video. I'm like, look, I got it on camera. I'm freaking out. It's great. But, you know, how do we know half of these are these alien, or are these man-made? Are these military? You know, are these government UFOs? I'm sure they have them. Of course. I've done research in it. They've had them since World War II. They've had tons of them. Like, even the Nazis were coming up with their own like base program. It was called like the Hitler had the Bell program, which is like a UFO kind of thing.
Yeah, and then, I've seen that too.
Yeah, and then people say he killed himself. Fear of the Third Reich, kill himself. He's smarter than that. He had body doubles. He killed the body double, made it look like it was him who killed himself, and then he fled to. People say he went to somewhere in South Africa or whatever,
or South America.
I know exactly where he went. South America, and then he got married out there, and they had pictures of, and but he killed himself apparently. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I don't believe anything I see on the TV. Yeah, I just don't. I don't believe anything anymore. I just do my own research, and then I go and tell everybody what I found, and they're like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah, we put a car in space too."
Oh no, definitely. And you know, Elon Musk has popped out of nowhere too.
Oh, that guy, somebody needs to shoot this guy, because he's the biggest liar to the public. If he could be exposed for how much of a liar he is, he should go to jail for like 50 years, because he's the biggest money-hungry piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. And he's like telling us, oh, we're going to go to Mars. We can't even leave the planet Mars. We have not even gone to the moon. How are we supposed to go there? Because we're protected by a giant crystal dome that is real. And that's why you get this weird sun reflection, because this dome is shining. And the sun, technically the sun's not even hot. It's cold. It's cold fusion. So when the sun rays go through that dome and reflect into our atmosphere, then we get heat. But if you actually went to the sun, it's freezing cold. It's cold fusion. And then there's, I don't know how that portal works, but let's get a spaceship and go in there.
I don't even pretend to know.
The dome. They've been like nuking the dome for years. They can't get through Earth. We're stuck here. We're not ever heard in my life. And all the Hubble telescope and all that shit you see on Hubble, that's all fake. That's all computer generated. There is no Hubble telescope going around the freaking universe taking. That's just really good art.
I mean, it's so fake looking. It is unreal. It may have been real old timeline, but it ain't real now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I was watching this documentary about the moon and all this stuff, and it like they've been propagating us going to the moon. Like, you know, what's that new band called? You know why 30 Seconds to Mars is called 30 Seconds to Mars? Because it's made in a Hollywood set. We're never going to Mars. We just go 30 seconds and walk to the Hollywood set. 30 seconds to Mars. Bam.
Well, have you noticed that now there's a I don't know if you're talking or not, because I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
No.
But what I was going to say is now Mars was always a dry planet, but now it has tons of water. Oh, magical.
Oh, yeah. Give away all my my new findings, but did the Sphinx ever have a tail? You remember that? Like, no. Did they just discover this? Like the Sphinx. I don't remember it having a tail. I really don't. I have this little statue, and it does have a tail on it, but I just don't remember it having a tail. It's just weird. But
kind of
The
like
cool
the Arab beetle god and all the weird stuff coming out of Egypt. I mean, everything's just so weird over there right now.
beetle face. I'm like, how does that even work? How does he eat?
Photoshopped beetle head.
Crazy. But like, you know, the funniest thing that I just found out is this guy discovered that if you he had like a dead puffin, like a penguin, right? And he put it under a UV light, and its beak is fluorescent. It's awesome. It's so cool. It's the coolest thing I found. Yeah, if you look it up, there's so many glowing things now. I'm like, why are they glowing? Like those centipedes, they glow apparently, and a lot of other things.
Oh yeah, it's
But this is
totally unreal because there's no way that that would help them in any type of defense mechanism of any sort. I mean, it don't even make sense. You know,
his beak is glowing in the dark. Very strange.
just to make sure the predators can see him. You know what I mean? Oh wow! Oh my goodness!
So we just got this new coin in Canada, and it looks like this. It's an egg-shaped UFO, an alien or a UFO, and it says on it Falcon Ridge or something like that. Pretty sure it's something that happened. It was a UFO event that happened in Canada, and they made a coin, and it glows in the dark. It's really cool. I really want it. Glow in the dark coin. Yeah.
Well, it seems like the Canadian government's a little more liberal than the U.S. government.
My question is, why are they putting this out now in 2018? Is it like a slow disclosure? No.
No, I mean, I really think that they may be getting ready to fake some type of alien event or something, or they know something we don't know, because there's a lot of stuff going on at Antarctica that nobody's talking about.
Yeah. There was one guy, I think it was Aleister Crowley. I think it was Aleister. Yeah, he said that there will be two wars, a world war and a war on aliens. And he said, don't believe in either one of them. Because how the hell are we supposed to have a new world order, as if this is what they want, a new world order? How do you have a new world order if you're not all together on it? You know what I mean? The whole world has to agree. What do you think the United Nations is? There's no war. They're perpetuating a war, so that way they get order out of chaos. That's their proper agenda. That's exactly what the Russians have on their thing, order out of chaos, and that's the exact same thing the Americans have. And you don't think that they're buddies?
Oh,
they're all in on it. They're all in on it, and they're pretending it's a war. It's not even a war. It's fake. It's a fake war that brings on their agenda. That's what they want to do. They've been planning it for hundreds of years. And it's actually... It can be stopped, is what I'm trying to say. If enough of us have enough conscious power over them, that's where they get their power. They have the same... They know exactly how we do it, and I know how they do it, but they're trying to use this conscious power for evil to take over the world. I want it to make the world a better place, right?
Yeah.
It's just everything is consciousness, right? If you look around, what we perceive as a consciousness is in our reality. That's what we're building around us. Like, so whatever's happening in this like new, it's like a battle of we're at war every day, conscious war going on.
Yeah.
It says even like, I read the Bible and it says we don't fight against flesh and blood. We fight against evil principalities, or like the evil in high places and principalities like that.
Yeah, I know that you're.
Like that.
I know that you read the Bible. I've heard you talk about it some, and you have a really interesting perspective on that. I'd like to hear a little more about it, because a lot of us that are Christians, the changes we see, we don't see them as a positive thing. Particularly. You know what I mean?
Well, the reason why I'm living in a camper is because I'm never going to take this mark. That's their prime agenda. You see what they're building with Bitcoin right now?
Oh yeah, AI.
See how big of a problem that is? Because that's a worldwide currency. That's what they've been planning for years. They want a fully monetized, fully trackable economy, which is all digital, and they can track everything we do with this digital Bitcoin, which is a worldwide thing now called the blockchain. And it's going to be a huge problem because people like me, we're not going to take the chip. We will be considered terrorists. We will be considered criminals because we're not going with this stupid chip system. I'm not taking it. I will not take it because that's my religion. Sorry. It's not even my religion. It's just my own personal, they will be able to track. And you think it's just an RFID or some. Hey, it's alien technology. It's fallen. Where do you think we got Samsung and all these iPhones and all this technology from? We didn't build it overnight. We stole it. We re-engineered it. I told this on my alien video. I was trying to explain that they've been dealing people to these beings, and they give them people so they can do experiments on us, and then we get technology. That's the deal. We trade. We get technology. We get more. They have so much tech now, it's out of control. And this chip is literally going to take your soul. I don't know how it works, but it's fallen angel technology, which is what the aliens are. They're fallen angels, and they're going to put this in everybody, which will basically, I think it's going to like control you somehow. It's going to be a super advanced chip, and everybody's going to want it. You know what? I think it's going to be something really cool, like a phone in your hand or something, like hologram come out of my hand. People are going to love it.
And I bet you they'll be giving it away for free, and there'll be people lining up in droves to get it.
They do this slowly. Do you see how they're slowly going from, like, for example, Surrey? Oh, Surrey's so convenient. And now you don't even have to take your phone out of your pocket. You can just talk to your phone and say, hey, Surrey, and it will whatever. And now they have Google Home and all this other shit. And then they're like, oh, check out this. This is this fake Sophie the robot, which doesn't even work. It's such bullshit. It's bullshit. The thing isn't like autonomous. It can't just go walk around like you and me. It has to be hooked up to a wiring system with the back of its head, but they make it look like it has its own intelligence and it can respond and stuff. No, it's all pre-scripted. You never see any normal person just go up to it and talk to it. They're always either actors like Will Smith, Jimmy Kimmel, or like news anchors, and they have pre-scripted shit to get people to believe that this robot is actually working, and it's a publicity stunt. They want more money so they can start investing into billion-dollar robots, and then
Right. Have you seen the one with Will Smith kissing Sophia or whatever?
Exactly. And what I'm trying to say is that it's also prophesied in the Bible. It says in the end days they will make that which is the image of the beast. They'll make the image of the beast, which is man, the image of us, which is a robot, to speak. And it does speak now. It's all prophesied. They make the image of the beast to both speak. And if anyone who doesn't worship it, they will be put to death, and they have to take the mark of the beast, because that alien, it'll like this AI eventually, it's like 20 years from now. It's quite a ways from now, but they are planning on it. They're working for it every day. They're trying to get there. And they think they're getting close, but I don't think they're even. They just need way more money.
Right.
So they get places like Saudi Arabia to support them. Like, that's the biggest. Their system is
freaking ridiculous. They gave Sophia a citizenship.
Everybody's like
she's
real. So it's just for people like us to talk about, and I hate the news.
I don't even.
But you're gonna see
at all, man.
I never watch the news. I just hear what all these people are saying, like my friends and family talking all about it. I'm like, oh my god, stop watching the news.
I don't know. I've spent
controlling your mind.
Like since I learned about the effect, I've probably spent the last 5 months every single day researching this thing. I mean, it's consumed my whole life.
Yeah, there's a lot of did you know Elvis Presley was a black belt karate master?
I've heard that he may have been, but I think that now he's not, according to history, correct?
No, I looked it up. He still is. I was at this bar. I was at a bar in up in northern here, and I saw this skull. It was I think it was a boar or something, like a pig, or I think it was a boar. It was a boar skull. Anyway, it's got a whole bunch of holes in the bottom of its jaw. I didn't even, and like I was looking in the human jaw and like human skull, we have holes all over here, like up here, 6, 2 here, 2 down here. It's weird, like totally unnecessary holes. And this is gonna scare people. They're doing experiments on people. Like, what I'm saying is they're doing alien experiments on people. They're doing hybrid stuff, and I think those are some kind of holes for, like, did you ever watch X-Men where Wolverine gets stabbed drills?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's experiments. And they're putting what's really scary that I think is possible is that they're like doing experiments on humanity like back in time. I don't think they're bound by space and time like we are. So they might be doing experiments on because like that explains a lot of how our bodies just keep shifting. Like I was in so much pain because my shift or my sternum here, like it's just like harder and so I was in so much pain. And I knew every time I was in pain there, it was like something's happening. So, didn't you say you were in like the hospital or something?
Yeah, actually, whenever it was when I had my car wreck. I was in the hospital for almost 10 days, So,
Yeah.
it makes me wonder. I really don't know that we died or anything like that, but it definitely does make me wonder because at this point, anything's possible because every day I'm learning all these new things are popping up. I mean, just look
I don't want to get
at me. It's crazy.
yeah. I don't want to get too religious, but it is in the Bible. It says like in those end days that Satan is released. So it's possible he could be doing genetic manipulation in the past. You know what I mean? And changing our bodies in the future, which is a completely just a theory I just made up, but it would explain a lot. But what would be the point of giving us bigger liver, putting our kidneys up more, putting our heart in the center, like just all these things? What is the point of that?
Yeah, it's all
I don't
really,
get it.
really strange. I mean, as we would say in Tennessee, it looks like they put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bucket.
You live in America, so you should know your geography pretty well. Have you ever heard of the Gulf of California? I thought it was the Gulf of New Mexico or something like that. The Gulf.
I've never heard of the Gulf of California.
Yeah.
That's a new one on me.
Yeah, go look on a map. It says the Gulf of California. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Since when? Since when is it? It's like crazy. And like people are like, yeah, sure. I'm like, no, I went to school. It was the Gulf of New Mexico, right?
Yeah, I
God.
passed 7th grade. I think I passed high school too. So yeah.
There's another thing people should look up. It's called the Our Lady of the Rockies in Montana. And it's just like this huge statue in the middle of Montana. And I'm like, where did that come from? It's crazy because I live just like above Montana. So, I've been to Montana many times. But yeah, I'm going to put it in my video because it's pretty weird.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just like every day. I mean, I know I've said that a couple times, but I mean, I used to be really, really amazed. But now I'm to the point to where it's just like, oh, okay, there's a new one. Oh, wow, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I think the weirdest though is when these animals are turning like barbaric and they're just like it's like a horse just eats a baby chicken, just eats them. Like since when do horses eat? Crazy.
Oh yeah,
like,
I actually made a video
scary.
of that. Herbivores eating meat.
It doesn't make any sense. And like squirrels just nomming on a head of a mouse, and I'm like, that's not right.
No, it's all weird. It's all very strange.
It is. It's something is changing in the mind of even animals. They're going, and like those zombie deer. There's like these hunters. They shoot these deer and they come back to life, and they're like, whoa, it's still alive. It's crazy. Like
Yeah,
that's
I would totally
kind of scary.
out. Totally freak out.
Because also, once again, I have another quote from the Bible. It says, "In those days, people will wish to die, but death will flee from them." What does that sound like? That sounds like a zombie, man.
Oh yeah.
People will wish to die, but death will flee from them, which means they can't die. They'll just come back to life. That's pretty scary. That's some pretty scary shit. Zombies in the Bible. I'm not even kidding. Just like it says aliens in the Bible and unicorn in the Bible. I'm not even kidding.
Wizards and just hunchbacks and dwarfs and blah 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 blah. It just doesn't end.
Yeah. When it first started, I was so excited about it. I'm like, this is crazy. There's so many video possibilities I can make. And
I know.
But now it's just hard to differentiate if it's an actual effect or just bad research. And people are like, yeah, it's not a Mandela effect, blah blah. So
Right.
I'm really kind of pushing towards like just like other videos because I don't really do videos anymore because they're really questionable if they're actually effects or not, and it's just like it gets ridiculous, and then people get really mad, like people get really violent, like angry. I'm like, hey, relax. It's just entertainment. It's just a video. Relax. Who cares? Like, who cares?
I know. I mean, people are very weird about it, especially the ones that are not affected. When you start, the ones that just don't see it, they get either defensive or they ignore you, or they plumb get just wacky violent almost.
Yeah.
It's my reaction. I've been getting.
People are like, die and stuff. I'm like, holy crap! It's just a YouTube video. Like, like violent, like ridiculously stupid, and I'm like, hey. Even if you don't know what a Mandela effect is, it's still entertaining to watch a deer come back to life. Okay, that's still entertainment.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit like that. It doesn't matter. It's still a good entertain. Like anyone can watch it. Anyone, you know.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you give a shit about Mandela. Just watch the video. You'll be either entertained or impressed by something in my videos.
Oh no, I love them. I love them. You're doing.
You know what you should watch? If you like my style of videos, you should watch. There's a guy called Daily Dose of Internet, and he only makes like 2 or 3 minute long videos, but they're so awesome. He just finds the coolest shit. It's kind of like what I do. I just find the coolest stuff on the internet and make it into a video. But his is only like a few minutes long. But he got like 1 million subscribers in like a few years. It's crazy. Oh, wow. Wish I had 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, I can barely
if you get
subscribers. So
if you get 100,000 subscribers, then you get a silver plaque in the mail, and it says your name or whatever, right? Oh. And then if you get 1 million subscribers, you get a golden plaque. Or no, I'm saying that right. 100,000. Yeah, I'm only at 20-some thousand, but if you get 1 million subscribers, you get a golden plaque, and I think if it's 5 million, you get a diamond-plated one. Anyway. You know that guy, the gay guy that does the Shane Dawson? He does the conspiracies and stuff.
Yep. That's the guy that actually woke me up, believe it or not.
Arrogant asshole. He's like, oh, I got the diamond play button, and he just destroys it. Like, he's so arrogant. And he's just like, yeah, I can make 10 million subscribers and just throw it away. Like, whatever. I don't know why I got so mad about that, but he's like, that would take me 10 years.
Well, I mean, I've only ever
I don't know how long he's been on YouTube.
Videos because I just didn't.
A lot longer than me.
I don't know. It wasn't nothing personal. I just didn't like him as much as I like other people, you know.
Yeah, I got this whole rig going now, so I got my blue microphone, and I got this whole setup now, so I could really do a lot more live shows, and I think people would want that. But you know, got to schedule in the people. Like we've done. Live Matrix. I talked to this guy Jimmy Jams or something. That guy. Yeah. You can talk to him. He's probably in your. I think. I think he's from Alabama actually.
Oh, is he really? Well, that's really not that far away. It's about 10 hours or so.
Yeah. Look up Jams TV. That's what it's called.
Jimmy Jams. I've actually watched a couple of his videos.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I was with Scarab Performance a couple times, and then this Brian McFarlane guy.
Yeah, Scarab's supposed to come on my show. We hadn't set a date yet because he has so much stuff going on, you know.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Oh yeah, Jacob Israel. I really want to do a show with Jacob Israel. He's kind of like, you know, we both agree on like the biblical side of this Mandela effect because it's prophecy, really.
Yes, it all is
coming to true. And it's like, why wouldn't you like, this is why I worship this God, you know, Yahweh, because it's all true. And it, like, people can try to like defend their own religion and stuff, but I'm like, I believe it without a shadow of a doubt that like everything he said is exactly like not in a literal sense, but if you can decode it properly and you know use an intelligent stance on what it's trying to say, it's like there's a lot in there, especially the Book of Enoch. The Vatican took it out, right?
Right.
The Book of Enoch talks a lot about the angels, the the portals to heaven, the hierarchy of the angels, the downfall of the fallen angels, and all this. And it basically explains that, yes, the fallen angels are aliens. They were cursed to look the way they look. God changed the way the angels look. They will never be beautiful angels again. They're ugly, big-eyed monsters, right?
Right.
So, yeah. And they have the knowledge of heaven. That's why they are so manipulative, and people don't even know they're being deceived because they're so they're smart. They know what they're doing. They're evil smart. Like, they're super. So the Greys, I looked up, did a lot of research in the Greys. They're like a bunch of robotic clones. They have no soul. They're not even the fallen angels. They're drones. That's why you see a lot of people see Greys, right? The majority of people who ever have an encounter with an alien, what do they usually say they see?
Yeah, Grays.
Little green men or little Greys, right? Because there's so many of them. They're drones, and they're like pure evil. There's nothing in them. It's like I looked into the soul of nothing. Like, it had no soul. It was the creepiest thing. It was just like staring at me like this. Ugh. And that's the thing, though. These beings, they can go. They're really advanced, right? Because they can go into different dimensions and in and out of dimensions. That's why it's definitely true that this Mandela effect has a lot to do with the parallel universes. It's true. Because you could, any decision you make, you just made, like, that's how these dimensions are built. You make a decision, now you're in a different timeline. You made a decision. This is all we have free will for, is we can control which dimension we go into. We can go wherever we want. That's what he's trying to teach us. Like, we think, oh, it's changing. No, we are changing. We're the ones who get to travel wherever the hell we want to go. That's the power we were given. And people forget this. So,
oh yeah, there's so much knowledge that people have forgotten, that was known 1,000 years ago. I mean, really.
Yeah, people keep saying, oh, the New World Order is going to take over. I'm like, no, I'm going to shift to a world where the New World Order just doesn't work. It's not going to work. I'm going to be in a world where this New World Order bullshit isn't working. Just like I don't live in a world where Hillary Clinton is president. I prayed to God. I was like, you better not let that crazy bitch get in power. Oh my God. And he did. They're scripted on the news, and they're like, oh, he didn't get in? Wait, what do we say? We got it all scripted. Shit, what do we do? They didn't know what to do because they knew they had frauded her to get in, and it just didn't happen. And they're like, well, we got some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do. Oh man. Same with Stephen Colbert. He's like, uh-oh. You're joking, right? He's like, uh-oh. He didn't know what to do. So funny. Oh man.
Did you notice?
But it's not
like, she's like, something was wrong with her. She kept falling down and like jerking around and all kinds of weird stuff.
What I like to tell everybody, because nobody knows this, every talk show I tell people, there is a rare disease, okay? It's called curry disease, and it only comes from one thing: eating people. You can get it. Yeah, so you know what mad cow disease is? It's cannibalism. When they fed the cows dead cow meat, the cows got sick because they're eating themselves. They're cannibals, and they got this mutated virus called mad cow disease, which turns the brain crazy, and it's called the laughing disease in Papua New Guinea. There's a whole documentary. I've watched it for like an hour. It's crazy. In this culture, it's the only place in the world that has an outbreak of curry disease, because in their culture, it's an honor to eat your husband or your wife. It's an honor or whatever. It's fucked up. So the majority of these people in Papua New Guinea, mostly the women and children, have this disease because the women and children eat the dead father because it's an honor. It's really messed up. So anyway, they have the same thing. This is what Hillary Clinton has. Same thing. Right? She shakes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
The same disease. She's dying. And I don't care what anyone says. She has body doubles. She's probably dying right now. She's probably in the hospital. You don't see her very much anymore. And the disease lasts it takes about 10 years for the incubation of this disease. But eventually you'll get shakes. You won't be able to walk. And that's exactly what's wrong with her, isn't it? She's a disgusting, blood-filthy, like, Satanist who eats people. And
yeah, the Clintons are dirty, dirty, dirty. I don't have no respect for either one of them.
Oh God, no. Like, they're they're in. Do you know what these cults are? It's a sex cult. That's what they are. They're a satanic sex cult. And obviously Hillary's a lesbian. Obviously Bill's gay. Obviously they go into these crazy, gross sex orgies. And obviously Barack Obama was a gay guy. And that woman they call Michelle, that's not a woman. That's a dude. I don't care what anyone says. That's a dude. Michelle Obama is a man. And it's disgusting. And then Dolly Parton, she was on TV, and they're like, Dolly, do you ever think we'll get a gay president one day? She's like, we already have a gay president. Barack Obama's the biggest homo I know. So funny.
Go
because it's true. Like, we are. This is the sorry to say, but it's your country is the mystery Babylon in the Bible. Mystery Babylon, because back 2,000 years ago, they didn't know what America was. It wasn't even around. It didn't exist back 2,000 years ago, right? So in the Bible, they constantly talk about the harlot being America, the mystery Babylon and the harlot, right? The problem, it's all prophesied, and the only thing that makes sense to me is the dragon. When they're not talking about Satan, the dragon will be released, right? They're talking about China. China. That is the biggest thing you need to worry about is China. If China is starting to threaten us, we have a problem because we can't fuck with China.
No.
That is the last thing you want to do. No, it's like it could be more clear than day than the dragon that associates their country with a dragon is China. It couldn't get any more obvious. But yeah, Mystery Babylon, it says that Mystery Babylon will be taken down in one day. And you know how you do that? An EMP. You EMP the country, it takes out all the electricity, everyone's screwed. I don't have my iPhone working, I'm going to die. 90% of the population will be dead within a year because they're so stupid. They've never lived without power. They won't know what to do. They'll be rioting and craziness. You don't have to nuke them.
Tennessee boys will probably be able to make it for quite a while, but yeah, you're right. Most of the country would be done.
China doesn't want to destroy our country. They want to invade eventually. They're going to let us kill ourselves and blow ourselves up with insanity, trying to survive, right? It's going to be like Mad Max. And then they'll just come and invade, right? They don't want us to blow up they're not going to use nukes, is what I'm trying to say. They're going to use a tactical EMP, which it already exists. They've already tried it. It's the only thing. That's the only thing that can take down America in one day. That's what it says in the Bible. Mystery Babylon will be...
I actually believe all that. I mean, Americans just out there screwing around with everybody they shouldn't be. We're in Syria and Damascus is spoke about in the Bible. I mean, and we're over there fighting like there's something to be fighting for over there, and there really ain't.
Well, America, they like to bully every country that doesn't like the dollar. So Syria is being intact right now because they dropped the American dollar. They said, we're not doing the dollar anymore. And then guess what? America's like, oh, well, we got to attack you again because you're not playing with our game. And they did the same thing with Gaddafi. They did the same thing with Saddam. Anybody who screws with them, like they were friends. They were friends with bin Laden. They were friends with Saddam. They were doing deals with these guys. And then they screwed them over. And then bam, they're dead. They turned him into a crazy terrorist. You know what I mean? But they were actually working with these people. And just like Hillary Clinton, she's like, we invented ISIS to fight the Russians. We invented it. She admitted it. And like, well, we got to go fight the war of ISIS. You guys built this war, you idiots. Oh, God. It's just the most... It's like a movie, man. It's crazy.
I know. I mean, and the bad part is, if we get in a war, y'all are probably going to follow us right into the daggone fire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. if my neighbor's house is on fire, my house, I got to get out of my house too, because my house might catch on fire. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It will definitely, if you ever looked at the Hopi Indian prophecy, I looked it up and it was describing like, because they didn't know what to call railway trains back then. So they called them an iron snake that went through the country, right? And they were trying to describe like power lines and highways, and they're describing this 4,000 years ago. And this is, they call it the fourth world. Like they say that we've blown ourselves, like the world has died or gone through 4 or 3 different wars, or not wars, as they call it. Because first we had like the meteors, and then an ice age, and then a flood. So now they're saying that this would be the fourth world, right? So,
Right.
so you know, with all this prophecy and stuff, like, it explains a lot of what's happening. It's like we need to be awakening. Like, a lot of people are waking up now, and you know, I've been aware of this. Like, I've been like in love with quantum physics and stuff for a long time. So I've always wanted something like this to happen. I thought, you know, I hope something happens one day that everybody starts realizing just how, you know, complicated.
Uh-oh,
This,
now we know. Now we know that you willed this into existence.
yeah, I was actually writing it down. I called it yeah, quantum entanglement. I was always about like Einstein's theory of spooky action, right? Double split theory is a really good explanation of what's happening, because it's not until you observe matter that it actually consciously changes, right? Box alive or dead. It's not until you open the box and observe it, then it's a reality, right? So I think a lot of what is happening with the Mandela effect is our consciousness is changing the world around us, but as we observe it, then the changes, because we are actually making them. Because our consciousness is awakening. So we're actually starting to remember that we are like God-like beings, because we so like it's not like
You're cutting in and out,
the
brother.
secret is kind of like what I'm trying to say, but that's the power of intention. And they're always still like the big guy. I think I should plug in that. But do you know what Bob Proctor is?
No.
I'm just gonna connect to. Yeah, it should be fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I know that there's a little bit of a delay and you're cutting in and out here and there, but I mean, it's not a big deal to me. I don't know if the people listening can tell or not.
Is there anybody on chat? Is there anybody even here?
Yeah, there's like 9. There was like 12, but some of them left. I guess we talked about something that hurt their feelings or something. I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
Sorry to offend you. Oh.
Hey man, I'm going to be blaming it on you, okay?
People get easily offended, and that's why like it's hard to keep 20,000 people happy, especially on my channel. I don't have time to look at thousands and thousands of comments. Like, I try, but there's a lot of comments I gotta. I'm just, it's crazy. Yeah, most videos they'll have like over 1,000 comments, and I gotta look through. Most of them are like really not very nice, but
It kind of sounds like a nightmare, really, to be honest about it.
yeah, and especially because YouTube really doesn't pay very well. Like, they're really screwing me over, you know.
Of course, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Most I ever, you get 500,000 views. It's really not very much. Like, you lose on YouTube off of it, right? Not really doing it for the money anyway. I'm just doing it on my own show. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely
It'll be fun.
Money either. I'm just doing it to try to, wake. If I'm able to wake one person up that wouldn't have got woken up, then that makes me happy. That's all I'm trying to do.
Actually, this guy was saying that we need to go into more of the age of, I think he said Elijah. Like, the story of Elijah is like, they're saying more people are going to be like the younger coming back, is what it says in the Bible, that basically are Elijah and Moses, and they never died. God took both of them, turned them in the last nation, which I believe, in my opinion, we are like at the beginning of tribulation. So we got like 3 more years, 3.5, before this real event starts to happen. This prophecy is in the next few years, is what I'm saying.
Hey,
The,
Lazlow.
the craziest thing is supposed to be these two. They go around and like destroy. I mean, they can make any plague they want on the planet, and it's just yeah. You don't want to mess with those guys. Is what I'm saying. Prophecy's not true, but if it is true, then these two guys going around and they're going to be trying to wake up as many people as they can as well. Like they don't mean to kill people. They just mean to kind of scare people.
Yeah.
I
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, let's give a
yeah.
shout out to the room real quick, if that's all right with you. Is that all right with you, buddy? All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the participants, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss most of y'all. So I'll just go through it. We have Prela Minimal. We have Fizzy Pop, sporting a wrench. Prela Minimal has a wrench too. Sorry about that, brother. Mikey 73. We have Corey Jade. We also have Craig Gaddis, and I believe that's about it. Fizzy Pop, I don't know if I got you or not, but you're sporting a wrench. Please don't kick me out of the room, please, please. All right.
Nobody likes to write down in here.
Are you not able to with the writing?
No, I can't see anything. I just no.
Well,
maybe it's just my connection.
yeah, there's something strange going on. I mean, you're kind of cutting in and out. It's probably, you know, they're probably trying to shut us down. That seems to be a normal thing. You know, I don't even get notifications for 90% of the people.
Yeah, I think it's bad network sort of. Well, I should have had it on a different. I gotta have this internet extend work very well. But
so, are you out in the woods where you're at?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because whenever
it's like southern Alberta.
You know, whenever I think of Canada, I think of like forest and woods. You know, I know people think the same thing when they think about Tennessee, so I thought I'd ask that question. No.
Well, once you go in the cities, they're actually pretty, but you know, definitely would not want to live in Saskatchewan or Manitoba because it's just flat. There's nothing there. Like it's the most boring drive to go to, like drive to Winnipeg or something. It's like the worst. There is nothing. It's just black or it's just flat for all the eyes can see. It's crazy.
Well, let me ask you, brother.
What do you do research for flat Earth? What do you think about that?
What do I? Well, you know, they have some good points, but they haven't sold me on it yet. You know what I mean?
No, it's like it's I just think it's a way to just try and get everybody to fight each other over this. Like, oh, you a flat earther? I'm a flat earther. Oh, you're. It's like they just want people to fight each other over it. Like they just want like order out of chaos is what they want. They want everybody just like so nobody knows what's going on because it's a psychological operation. I think it's going pretty well, very well actually.
Yeah, have you noticed?
Oh man,
upset.
You know, and like
that if you're not down with flat Earth, I mean, they get bent out of shape over that.
Yeah. Like you got Mandela effect people bickering over hollow Earth people, and then there's flat Earth people, and then you got like Joe Rogan and all. He doesn't give a shit. That's what I want. Is like a Joe Rogan show, something like that. But yeah, he had Steve-O. Steve-O went in a jet plane. Steve-O, the crazy guy from
yeah.
And he's like, I proved this flat Earth wrong in 2 minutes. He flew up, you could see the curvature of the Earth, and then he flew back down. It's just, you really have to go out there. It's definitely round. The sun is round. The moon is apparently round. Everything's round. So why the hell? God, it's like. Yeah,
I mean, my question is, where would the water go and just everything? It don't make sense to me. I mean, really.
They're trying to say that we're on this flat thing, and they got a dome, and it's just this magical like rock floating in the space. Like, prove it then. Oh man, I don't know. It's just so I just think they're trying. They don't want people knowing that Hollow Earth is real. You know, this is around Earth, and yes, there is an entrance to Hollow Earth. It's called Antarctica and the Arctic. Go look at Google Maps. You can't even see the Arctic Circle anymore. Like, where did it go? Where's all? It didn't melt. It's the Google Maps is the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a joke.
Google Maps. Yeah. Hi, man. It's like, oh, there's a magical satellite taking pictures. I'm like, okay, well, there should be some ice around the Arctic Circle. It shouldn't all be gone. There should be something, but that technically is the entrance to Hollow Earth. So they don't want you to see it. That would scare people.
No,
You know,
there's so much.
if you and me wanted to,
Go ahead.
you and me want to go buy a ticket to the Arctic Circle, yeah,
Oh,
right. Have fun with that. You want to go take a fly? Let's go get a plane and go down to Antarctica. We'll get shot down.
oh yeah.
They will shoot our ass down. They are not letting anybody in there.
No,
To come
not
across because
unless you're
there,
a head of like a country, then you're not getting in there, or super celebrity or something like that. You know.
and yeah, I know people on the inside of Hollywood, and they said they've been there, and it's supposed to be like a big wall of Antarctica. That's what they're saying. It's not true. But there is a giant, kind of like the wall there, you know.
Well, have you
But
seen
I don't
the
know.
pyramids that
Oh.
are there now that they're finding? And
They're trying to say that, like,
it looks like a mountain,
there's like
but whatever.
they're trying to say that there's other they call them districts, like other like land masses that we're not aware of, is what they're saying. And the maps we're given is complete bullshit. Like there's apparently they're saying people like Bruce Lee was part of this different district because he's so, you know, he's like a superhuman. Like, yeah. So how do we prove it?
Exactly. I mean, it just seems like everything's scripted now in this new world, or whatever you want to go with, and whatever theory. Just everything seems to be just totally a lie anymore. Everything.
And they're pushing is the whole Mars thing. Like, we're not going to Mars. I'm sorry. It's like, so whenever you see Musk come out with this new missile, which is also computer generated, like, they're not going to Mars. It's the biggest fad as the moon landings. Or like, how did they land? I thought it was like they had the two missiles landing simultaneously, synchronized. Yeah, right. Give me a break. And people are so dumb and they believe it. I'm like, how can you believe that?
They're definitely
It's like
down, anyways. Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah, like
Brainwash, like
bad. What you'll notice is that when they SpaceX program, when they're on TV, you always see the same actors. Like there's like this young guy, he's all enthusiastic, and then there's this girl. You always see the same people who are like, "Control, yep, we're good." It's just like this is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. It's so bad. It's hilarious, and you know what? They're laughing. They're laughing like we're laughing. Because they're like, you guys are stupid. And it's like, what can I do about it? I can't do anything about it. I can make videos, and then people will just fucking criticize me and say, no, it's real. SpaceX is real. I'm like, oh yeah, cars in space are real too, eh?
yeah, and there wasn't just solid black, and it just looked so fake. I mean, come on, guys, wake up!
It glitched out. And they had like the car on the pedestal, and you could see all the dome screen where they're filming it. It's so funny. Glitched out. They're like, "Oh, we're just having some technical difficulties." No, we caught you. It's fake. You please stop. No, like these guys should be put in jail or questioned, or they should be they should be hung in public. Basically, Elon Musk should be hung in public because he's lying to everyone. And he's making billions of dollars because he's a huge, giant liar. Just like,
I mean, Elon Musk is a Mandela effect in himself to me. I mean, I didn't know who he was, never even heard of him until about a year ago.
Yeah, me too. I was like, who is this guy? Where did he come from? And everybody he's like telling everybody he's like a physicist and all this. I'm like, no, dude, you're an actor. I can act better than him. It's like I like the meme with Mark Zuckerberg, and it's like water. Humans like water. He looks like an alien and drinking water. Oh, it's so funny.
Man, yeah, Zuckerberg is so weird. I mean, they got him on a show, and he took his jacket off, and you know, the host wanted.
Yeah, they're in a cult.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And it's like totally got some Illuminati shit inside of it. I mean, wow.
They're all. It's because think about it. Look how much power Facebook has. They have everything because you've been pulling information for years. It was data log it, put it in a zip file, and they know everything about you. They're like, it's the biggest CIA program ever invented. It's crazy. They know everything, and then they use it against you. Like they used it my Facebook against me in court. So I had to change because I was dumb enough to use my legal name in on my Facebook. So they even tried to bring me to court because of Facebook, and then I'm like, you can't do that. You can't bring somebody to court because you found something on Facebook. That's not legislation. It's not legal. So they got charges dropped, and they're just like, no, yeah, we can't use Facebook for evidence.
Well, they
also cannot use the public to identify somebody.
Did you know that they actually use it here in the States? If you put something on Facebook, like on a messenger, and it's a legal activity, they can use that against you in court.
They tried, but
imagine that.
Didn't fly. Apparently, you can't do this. But even if like somebody if a cop went up to you and I said, "Who is that person?" and used a citizen to identify somebody, the person would be like, "Who is that?" You know, apparently that's a Canadian legislation anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure it's totally different, y'all. I mean, I wish I lived in Canada. I mean, y'all stay out of all the fights, and you're not got your hands in everything like we do, and I just like y'all's country.
Yeah, it's a peacekeeping, and you know what? If I was doing what I'm doing, like with my alien videos and all my conspiracy videos, so I have different rights when it comes to that. But if I was American, I could be like a Snowden character. You know, they would incriminate me and make me look like a terrorist, even though I'm just trying to tell people the truth. That's all Snowden was doing. Snowden had to run away to Russia. He did the world a favor, man.
I mean, I'm really not even sure if Snowden may be an actor. He may have got paid. I mean, it all could be an act. Who knows?
They call that? They call those kind of people like Alex Jones. They're called not double agents, but deep agents. They're on both sides. They pretend. Alex Jones pretends like he's on a resistance side, and then you can tell he's got all this scripted crap, and it's like the government told him what to say. You know what I mean? And he gets all angry and mad at this camera, and he's just screaming, and
it's hilarious.
You can tell he's a double agent, man. He's like, I don't trust the guy at all.
No, I don't either. You know,
he plays into their hand as pretending to be the opposite.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous. I mean, Alex Jones, anybody that follows him, they're just as blind as anybody else. I mean, really.
Yeah. It's pretty sad because people are not even, like, they actually fall for it, like like they actually believe him, you know, that he's on their side and he's trying to help them and expose whatever they're doing, but he's not helping.
No. He ain't helping anybody but his pocketbook. You know, he's putting money in plants. That's all it is.
Oh, no, I know. I got so sick. I used to listen to him all the time, and then I used to work and listen to it, and I just, every 5 seconds, oh, you gotta buy our nutraceuticals and buy a t-shirt and all this, buy all this crap, buy some stickers and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I bought, the only thing I ever bought from him was Hillary for Prison, 2016.
Yes, I love it.
It's the best t-shirt. The war criminal, like, put her in jail. They're like, oh, that's horrible. No, she started, like, how many people have died because of her?
A lot. A lot.
How many thousands of people have died? Yeah, because Hillary has been controlling all this time. It's like she might as well have been in power this whole time.
Oh yeah, she was definitely running it whenever
Yeah.
Bill Clinton was in office.
What did she have to do with, like, why did she have all this power? She was the one who invented ISIS. Like, why? Why did they let her have all? Yeah.
Well, the CIA
Maybe.
is always playing both sides of the fence. They've done that for 100 years now. You know.
Yeah. No, that's the shadow government. That's who's really in power, is the CIA and the NSA and all those organizations. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They're all in on it.
I know, and
Yeah.
they. I guess they're right that 90% of the public buys all this bullcrap, but
Yeah.
us people are awake to
And
the fact that it's all an act and it's all lies.
yeah, and all these major TV programs, and even like they're all owned by major corporations. Like Disney owns most of them. You know, CNN, all those. They're all owned by 6 or 7 programs. Like they're all these like Rothschilds and all these rich fuckers. Like, yeah, they own. They just own everything. They own TV. So turn off the TV. Maybe watch YouTube. I don't know, but turn off the television.
And
And like sometimes I'm in the house and the TV's on and I'm like hypnotized. I can't stop watching this commercial. I swear there's like subliminal things in the background. I can't even move. I'm like, wow.
I
like,
swear,
get this thing away from me.
I know people that say that they won't
TV
watch
turns you into a
high-definition
zombie.
television because they feel like it influences them in some weird way where they just hooked into it, you know?
Yeah, and like even these poor kids, man, this generation is so screwed because like they don't know, they wouldn't know where to start, how to survive because they've just been playing video games their entire life. And the video games they have now, like, have you seen Doom? Have you seen how satanic that game is? It's so crazy how like there's like rituals, like you go like the kids play like Call of Duty and you have to do all these satanic rituals in the game. It's like they're setting themselves up to like sell their soul, like, and they don't even realize it. Like a lot of these, like, so much music nowadays is all talking about like going to hell or can't go to heaven or sell your soul and stuff like that, you know, and burning. A lot of these songs, new music nowadays, it's not music.
And like,
Shit.
you have Jay-Z and a bunch of the other ones, and they're openly admitting that they're part of the Illuminati, you know, so I think that's funny. They're probably not a part of anything, actually.
It's a sect of them, like, part of their ritual, like some of them they have to like cross dress. Like there's these rappers who like wear dresses and stuff. Like, what are you guys doing? And if they don't participate in like these like rituals or whatever their little rituals are, like for example, Paul Walker, he refused to do all these rituals and they just killed him. They want to get out of the whole crazy cult, and then they just murder them. That's part of their agenda. And so people like there's a lot of these rappers. I can't even remember. There are a lot of them. There are a lot. Angelina Jolie. Have you seen how many crazy tattoos are on that chick? She went on video describing how she had to do this like crazy sex ritual with her snake and kill her snake and stuff like that. She had a big cobra or something. She had to kill her own snake. Crazy.
I mean,
crazy.
she is really good.
And it was like
the nut. I mean, come on. Totally nutty.
And that's why a lot of these people who are really high in the Hollywood. I don't know if I ever told anybody this, but Hollywood is the wood that they used to use to make like magical sticks, magical magic wands and stuff. They used Hollywood, right?
Right.
That's why it's called Hollywood. But it's like a satanic witchcraft thing is what Hollywood stands for, right? So it's a witchcraft sin city. It's crazy.
Yeah, everything has to have like some type of weird, satanic or Luciferian culture that's like it just wasn't there 5 years ago. I mean, it just totally wasn't there.
And you'd have to be blind, I'm so annoyed now. Like I can't even go on my phone without being annoyed by, like, for example, you look at the the Gmail logo for the app,
Right.
and it's like a big M, right? That's a Freemason like nap. You know those things they wear, those big Freemason aprons. That is, it's so dumb. It's so obvious too. You look at Google Maps, and they just had to throw a little blue triangle in there and a little G for their Freemason G shit. That's what Google stands for. The G, right? Stands for their symbol, and they think they're God, is what they, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
They believe that Satan is God. That is the foundation Masonry, and it is a satanic. But like pretty much everything you look at, even the YouTube logo, you just turn it sideways. It's a pyramid. Look at look at the Play Store logo. It's a pyramid. Like, it's crazy, and you have to be blind not to notice it. And like, okay, Google Chrome, you look at the logo, it's 666. Clearly, did they have to put that there? It's just annoying. But yeah, like, it's everywhere.
Oh, I know.
And what do we do about it? We can tell people to stop their agenda. That's how you stop them in their tracks. You show the people what they look like. And they're like, oh no, they know too much. Oh, now our plan is foiled. Now we have to start all over again. But seriously, you want to piss them off, just expose them. Like, you never hear anything like this on national TV.
No, I mean, all of it being suppressed. Never.
And I'm just glad we still have freedom of speech, sort of, on YouTube. We still get censored. Yeah. As soon as we go religious or anything like that, they start demonetizing me. They keep, isolating me, flagging deleting them. And then eventually, if I make too many offensive videos, they just delete the whole channel. So I have to back up all my videos and stuff. So it's, and who do you think owns YouTube? Obviously, Google. Google owns everything.
Oh yeah.
There's actually a religion called Googleism. I'm not even kidding.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Because it's an omnipresent God that's always there. It always answers your questions, and it knows everything. So it's a God. That's what they want to be. Google wants to be God.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! I've heard it all now. Boy, have you heard about the AI church that Hanson Robotics is starting?
Oh yeah. That's the guy who made Sophie, isn't it?
Right. Ray something. I can't even pronounce his last name. It's weird.
Right. Yeah, Hanson Robotics. And you know how much money they're making? Probably, billions of dollars in that.
Oh yeah.
And where does it all go? To the robot?
Yeah, right.
It goes right into Hanson's pocket.
That's right.
Like, how many billions of dollars were invested into that company? And it's all a fraud. So who's going to stop these people?
I mean, all of us are trying, brother. Hopefully maybe we can keep on sounding the alarm bells and wake some people up, and maybe get this on mainstream media one day. But I don't know.
Like, the closest thing is Snowden. That was a huge thing. It woke up a lot of people like, holy crap, they're selling our data, and they're selling our Facebook data. And now, if Snowden didn't do that, the Mark Zuckerberg would never have been questioned. Been getting away with this. So it took, it's really not easy. I don't know how kids are supposed to know how to do that.
Yeah, right.
So all these kids are being exposed to tons of advertising, and they have no idea how to turn it off. And it should be on. It should be mandatory on when you sign up for Facebook. It should say, do you want the ads? Do you want full control? Yes, I do. Turn them off, right? Yeah. But no, they don't even mention it when you sign up. Like, it doesn't even say. Nobody's going to read that entire agreement. Nobody reads it.
No, I didn't. I didn't even read it. I ain't gonna lie.
That's Park episode where they turn, I think, a human centipede. Yeah. No, it's like, it says on my YouTube, like, you could be put in jail for talking or something, but my Canadian government, if they ever tried to like mess with me, it would be a shit show, because they would have to go through all this to get me, in trouble
Go through
for
you.
whatever. But if I was if I was an American, though, I'd be a little worried and a little leery about doing conspiracy videos and exposing. So I was an American, because they could technically happening yet, but the country, they would kill them. They would have totally, they would have tortured him and killed him because of what he did. He sacrificed his career, like his life, just so he could tell the public what's the truth.
I'm actually starting to think that Jim Carrey might be the next on the list, because he's out there talking about some stuff that he probably shouldn't be talking about.
I think that's an honorable thing that, yeah. And then he was going like, he had this, the all mocking tongue. It was so funny.
Yeah,
I think it was, he's like, you don't know what this means. You got to know what this means.
Yeah.
He's just clearly in his face. And I would not be surprised if you see in the news Jim Carrey's dead or killed himself. You know what I mean? Obviously, that would start. This would be the biggest conspiracy then people would be going off about it. But you don't hear anybody talking about Avicii dying. Nobody's questioning it. And then
they've already setting it up for Jim Carrey to die by talking about the antidepressants, and he has depression issues. The script's already set.
Yeah. So that's what they're saying, and they're doing the same thing they did to Jim Carrey, to Robin Williams. They're saying, he was on antidepressants and all this stuff, and he killed himself. No, what I actually believe is that Jim Carrey, he started. I think he signed over his soul pretty much. His career started around 1980. Okay, so that is exactly 40 years in 2020. So I would not be surprised if you do not see Jim Carrey anymore after 2020, because that's 40-year contract. Bam, out of the game. That's what I think.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong. Who knows? He could still be working for them and still, just playing that game for as long as he can, because that's what they do.
Oh yeah, it's all a big game, and they're sitting back and laughing. But I'm on to you. I'm on to you.
I was doing research about Avicii, and they're saying, Avicii was really sick. He had he was drinking a lot, so he had pancreatitis or something. They're saying that's how he died.
Okay.
But then I read this other article, and it said they're saying the opposite when they say there is no suspicious activity in Avicii's death. That is the opposite. That means there was suspicious. Well, how did he die? They never actually released the autopsy of how Avicii died, and they never will. They're just going to make something up, he had kidney problems and he drank too much, so he's dead. No questions asked. Nobody's going to ask for the autopsy report. I am. That's not like I give a shit. Like I can do anything about it, but I'm sure there's a few other people like me who are making saying like, what's really going on here?
Because, to give you a good example, they're having this big war on the fentanyl drug, and all of a sudden it comes out that Prince died from fentanyl.
I'm sure.
And what's the other one that died? Tom Petty died from fentanyl. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, my friend actually just passed away about a month ago from fentanyl, and I was like, this is like the third time he got hospitalized because of it, and I said, it's hard to feel sorry for people who actually do fentanyl and die from it, because they know what they're getting. Like, I wouldn't try fentanyl if Somebody paid me $1 million to do it. I don't. That's something I do. I'm not a drug person. I've never been into drugs.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, and that's
you
a
know,
highly dangerous drug. I mean, they're dropping like flies on that one, but I really don't believe Tom Petty and Prince died from that. I think that's all media hype myself. I'm sorry.
same
I'm
with like,
sorry to hear that your friend died, brother.
yeah, I actually went to high school with him. I know him. He's like the same age as me, and I'm just like, I just saw Adam yesterday, and they're like, he's dead. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, fuck. Anyway, but with you should watch Dope. It's on Netflix, and it's just like they're cutting fentanyl into everything now, and it's like they want it more because like some of these addicts they want to die. Some of these addicts are suicides, like they actually want to kill themselves. So it's selling like crazy because some of these addicts just hate their life so much that they do the drug just to try and die. So it's pretty sad, especially because this was all built. This was all built by the American government. It's like they made this drug problem a reality because they put it into the hoods, they threw it all over the world, right? And they made their own war on drugs.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, they've been doing that for about 40 years now.
Yeah, pretty sad, but yeah, what do we do about it?
Yeah.
Once again, what do we do? Once again, back to the point where shit. What do we do? You know, like it's a real war. Like some of these cops are just like they're going to war on with these guys. Like it's huge, real problem.
Yeah, it's totally crazy too. I mean, some of the stuff that they're putting people in prison over, like they're talking about now, the death penalty for people that get caught selling opiates, which is a little extreme to me. But it's just part of this big thing. They're finding ways to arrest people or round them up.
Yeah.
It's just it's really getting bad.
Yep, and they made it happen like this, and it's people who are dealing fentanyl, like they really, like I don't feel sorry for them at all. How many people are they killing? How many people have these people, killing from fentanyl, and how responsible are they? Like, who's responsible for killing my friend? Who gave him the fentanyl? That's what I want to know.
Right. Yeah,
I have an idea
who did. A friend that died from morphine about 15 years ago, and I mean, it's definitely tough.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I'm looking up. Did you ever look up Mandela's wife of died April 18, just recently.
Really?
Died like April, like this month. She just died recently.
I didn't know that.
I'm gonna put that in my video. I bet not very many people knew that either.
Yeah,
you don't hear about it,
You heard it here first.
Yep. That's the Mandela news.
That's right. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
It's not really a Mandela effect. Well, maybe somebody remembers her dying before too. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, who knows?
And it's kind of weird that she's dead, like just recently, which Mandela effect has been going on for over a while now.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, when Billy Graham died again, it was weird because I remember the first time he died about 5 or 6 years ago, they had a big funeral. George Bush Sr. was crying. And
and I put it on my video and I said, I totally called it. I said, he's going to be 100 years old in this year. And yeah, I called it. I totally knew it. I knew it was going to happen again. And it was just like, bam, exactly what I said. Yeah. And I'm like, it's what I heard is that, I don't really know if this is true or not, but it's like this huge agenda because it's like Christianity is he's basically saying, Billy Graham said that it's okay that if you're Buddhist, it's okay if you're Muslim. It doesn't matter is what Billy Graham said. It said it doesn't matter. We're all the body of Christ is what he said. And that's this, because what I found out, Billy Graham was a Freemason. What do you know? That's why he's friends with all the presidents, right? So he has this ultimate agenda. He deceived millions of people because I know his message is good and stuff, but what God did he say he was worshiping? And like, why? Because it says in the Bible, like, you can't have all these religions as one. Muslim is a totally different religion. Muhammad and all these religions are totally different. And he's saying it's okay. We can all be the body of Christ. So that's a Freemason agenda, and how, because they want a new world order, they want a new world currency, and what? A new world religion, a worldwide religion that everyone believes that, oh, we are all one religion. Yeah, really?
Yeah, the Catholics are pushing that right now, really, really hard.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sure you've seen all the stuff the new Pope's doing. I mean, it's just really ridiculous. He's forgiving atheists, forgiving homosexuality, which I have nothing against that myself, but the church has never done that, and now you can even be divorced, and I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Bring Islam into the fold, why not?
Yeah, you're really cutting out here. I just
Emma, sorry, brother. Well, since we've been on for 2 hours, if you would like to
we have.
then I could, maybe get Meigs on, or if you're interested in having a good talk about God and the Bible prophecy, I could get Photo Helix or one of them guys that's already been on the show.
Yeah. I want to try. Yeah, I'm trying to get with either Jacob Israel or maybe Life Matrix again or something, or both of them.
Yeah, I've actually heard really good things about Life Matrix, and I like Jacob Israel a whole lot.
Yeah. Well, this is really cutting out pretty bad, so I don't know. But I'm going to start doing more live shows as well. So I could link you onto my channel when I do a live show, also.
Yeah, man, awesome.
Yeah, it would be fun to do it with a bunch of guys, like, and we could all have a discussion.
Yep, man, anytime. I mean, I really, really appreciate you coming on. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation I did.
Yeah, it's too bad not very many people are on chat. I can't really see anything on chat.
Yeah, they're dropping off like flies. I guess we said some stuff that upset them. I don't know.
we know too much. Okay.
Thank you, man.
Yep. Peace out.
Yeah, thanks, brother. All right,
Thanks.
guys. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and hope y'all enjoyed the show. We had I Am Lazlow. It was a wonderful conversation. I really, really liked the guy. If y'all hadn't subscribed, anybody that runs across this video, subscribe to I Am Lazlow. He has some great videos. I definitely promote him, and he has a really good message. So you definitely can't beat that. I got a little more edit with the song, just like I always do. This is Weird Al Yankovic's Tacky. Instead of Stern's Happy, this is Weird Al Yankovic's Tacky.